overtime, working overtime on this love we're building line by line. It's not always easy, not always clear, but I want you, I need you here. Through the good days and the bad nights, through the wrong turns and the red lights, we're learning love, and baby, that's fine, we'll get it right. Working overtime. Coffee dates and stolen kisses in the hall. You catching me every time I fall. I'm your soft place, you're my solid ground. Together we're the best thing we've found. Yeah, people talk, let them run their mouths. We know the truth of what this is about. It's about showing up, about being seen, about loving messy at 17. We're taking our time, working overtime on this love we're building line by line. It's not always easy, not always right, but I choose you every single night. Through the hard talks and the healing, through the fear and the feeling that maybe we're worth all the time. We're getting better, working overtime. You introduced
Because I don't know how to do this. Natasha gestured between us helplessly. I don't do vulnerable. I don't do feelings. I stay in control. I keep people at a distance, and I sure as hell don't fall for bookish transfer students who challenge me in the middle of the cafeteria. Fall for? My voice came out breathless. Natasha's expression turned almost rueful.
Yeah.
Fall for. As in falling. Present tense. Can't seem to stop. This couldn't be real. This intimidating, gorgeous, completely confusing girl couldn't actually be standing here confessing feelings for me. Things like this didn't happen to people like me. I don't understand you, I said honestly. You scare me and intrigue me and irritate me all at once. Half the time I think you hate me, and the other half, I think, I don't know what to think. I don't hate you. Natasha took a tentative step closer. I'm terrified of you. Of me? Why? Because you make me want things I can't have. Because you look at me like, maybe I'm not just the asshole everyone thinks I am. Because when you smile at your books in the library, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and that thought scares the shit out of me. My breath caught. Nobody had ever talked to me like this, with this much raw honesty, stripping away all pretense. Natasha. You should go back to purple, Natasha said, but she didn't move away. She can give you fun, easy. I can only give you complicated. But I'm asking anyway, and I never ask for anything. Please don't let her kiss you. Not tonight. Why not? Because I'm selfish. Because I want that to be mine, even though I haven't earned it. Even though you should run in the opposite direction. Natasha's hand lifted, hovering near my face like she wanted to touch me but didn't quite dare. Tell me to leave, Rosa. Tell me you want purple, and I'll walk away. I'll stop the watching, the territorial bullshit, all of it. I should have said yes. Should have told her that she was right, that this was too complicated, that I deserved better than someone who'd spent the past week playing mind games. Instead, I heard myself say, I don't want you to leave. Something shifted in Natasha's expression, hope, bright and terrifying. You don't.
No.
I want you to stop being a bully to everyone else. I want you to actually talk to me instead of just staring from across rooms. I want you to figure out how to do this. I gestured between us, in a way that doesn't involve intimidation and claiming me like property. I can do that, Natasha said quickly. I can try. I'm not good at it, but I can try. And I want you to tell me what happened. I touched the scar through her eyebrow gently, and Natasha inhaled sharply. Who you really are under all this armor. That's a long story. I like long stories. I'm a bookish transfer student, remember? A small smile tugged at Natasha's lips, the first real smile I'd seen from her. It transformed her entire face, making her look younger, more approachable. "You're going to be trouble, aren't you?" she said softly. "Probably. Is that okay?" "More than okay." Natasha's hand finally made contact, cupping my cheek with surprising gentleness. "I'm still not going to be easy, Rosa. I'm still going to mess up, be too intense, probably make you want to throw books at my head." "I can handle difficult," I said, leaning into her touch. "What I can't handle is not knowing where I stand. You're standing right here with me, and I'm asking, really asking, no games. Can I kiss you?" My heart felt like it might burst out of my chest. "Yes." Natasha closed the distance between us slowly, giving me every chance to change my mind. Her lips met mine softly at first, tentative, like she was afraid I might break. I responded, my hands finding their way to her jacket, pulling her closer. The kiss deepened, and all the tension of the past week, the watching, the wondering, the want, poured into it. Natasha's hands slid into my hair, and I made a soft sound that seemed to encourage her. She kissed like she did everything else, intensely, completely, with total focus. When we finally broke apart, both breathless, Natasha rested her forehead against mine. "That was..." she started. "Yeah," I agreed, my head spinning. "I should probably take you home," Natasha said. "Before Purple comes looking for you. Or before I forget how to be a decent person and just keep kissing you." "The second option sounds good to me," I admitted, and Natasha laughed. Actually laughed, low and genuine. "You're going to kill me, smart girl. At least you'll die happy." We walked back toward the party hand in hand, and I tried not to think about what Monday would bring, about how Natasha's friends would react, or what Purple would say, or how this was going to complicate my already complicated life. For tonight, it was enough to feel Natasha's fingers intertwined with mine, to know that the intensity in her gaze had a name now. Whatever happened next, at least I wouldn't be facing it alone. The weekend passed in a haze of text messages and second-guessing. Natasha texted first, Saturday morning at 8 a.m. "Natasha, did last night actually happen or did I dream it?" I replied, "Pretty sure it happened. I have evidence, your jacket that you insisted I borrow because it was cold." "Natasha, keep it. Looks better on you anyway." "Natasha, what are you doing today?" I replied, "Homework." "Thrilling, I know." "Natasha, want company?" "I'm surprisingly good at AP Lit analysis when properly motivated." I replied, "Properly motivated how?" "Natasha, incentive kissing breaks every chapter?" I'd laughed out loud at that, earning a curious look from Mom, who was miraculously home for once, working at the kitchen table. I replied, "Tempting, but I should probably focus." "Rain check." "Natasha, holding you to that." By Sunday, Betty had called me 6 times demanding details about the party. Purple had sent 3 increasingly pouty texts about me disappearing, and I'd reread my conversation with Natasha approximately 24 times, trying to convince myself it was real. Monday morning arrived with all the subtlety of a freight train. I stood in front of my closet, Natasha's oversized jacket in my hands. Wearing it to school would be a statement, a public declaration that something had changed between us. Not wearing it felt like cowardice. In the end, I compromised. I wore my own clothes but tucked the jacket into my bag. The hallways of Riverside felt different as I walked through them. Or maybe I felt different. Either way, I was hyper-aware of the looks and whispers that followed me, more than usual. Betty pounced the moment I reached my locker. "Okay, spill everything. Now." She grabbed my arm, pulling me aside. "The rumor mill is going insane. People are saying you and Natasha hooked up at the party, that you and Purple got in a fight, that Purple and Natasha got in a fight." "None of that is exactly true," I said, opening my locker and carefully not looking at her. "But something happened." "Something happened," I confirmed quietly. Betty's eyes went wide. "Oh my God. You kissed her. You kissed Natasha Wilson." "She kissed me. Technically." "Rosa." Betty's squeal was loud enough to draw stares. She lowered her voice. "Are you insane? I mean, I'm happy for you, but also, are you insane?" "Probably. I pulled out my books for first period. But Betty, you should have heard her. She was so honest, so vulnerable. It wasn't what I expected at all. And Purple? What did you tell her?
You have reached this point. Please subscribe for more. Thank you.
I winced. Nothing yet. I kind of disappeared after yeah. I need to talk to her. Good luck with that. Purple doesn't take rejection well. Betty paused. Not that this is rejection exactly, but... Morning, Rosa. We both froze. I turned slowly to find Natasha leaning against the lockers a few feet away, looking unfairly attractive in her uniform with her hair pulled back in a ponytail. Her blue eyes were fixed on me with an intensity that made my stomach flip. Hi, I managed. Can I walk you to class? It was such a normal question, but the hallway had gone conspicuously quiet around us. Everyone was watching, waiting to see what would happen. Sure, I said, fighting the urge to flee. Betty, I'll see you at lunch? Betty nodded, her expression somewhere between concerned and thrilled. Text me if you need an extraction. Natasha fell into step beside me as we headed down the hallway. She didn't touch me, but she was close enough that I could feel the warmth radiating from her. You okay? She asked quietly. I know this is probably weird, with everyone staring. A little weird, I admitted. Is it always like this for you? People watching? Yeah. Being the school's designated intimidator comes with an audience. Natasha's jaw tightened. I can back off if it's too much. Give you space. Keep things quiet. No, I interrupted. I don't want that. I just need to get used to it. Something in Natasha's expression softened. You're braver than you give yourself credit for, smart girl. We'd reached my AP Lit classroom. Natasha stopped at the door, and for a moment, I thought she might kiss me right there in front of everyone. Instead, she just smiled, that rare, genuine smile that made my heart stutter. See you at lunch?
Yeah.
See you at lunch. I watched her walk away, then forced myself to enter the classroom. Lily was already there, her eyes wide behind her glasses. Rosa, she whispered as I slid into the seat next to her. Is it true? About you and Natasha? Word traveled fast at Riverside. I don't know what's true in the rumor mill, I said carefully. But Natasha and I are talking, getting to know each other. Wow. Lily looked genuinely happy for me. That's actually kind of sweet. Natasha doesn't usually let people in like that. You know her? Not well. But I've been here since freshman year. Natasha's always been intimidating, but she's also kind of lonely, I think. She keeps everyone at arm's length. Lily hesitated. Just be careful, okay? She's not used to being vulnerable. It might make her unpredictable. Before I could respond, our teacher, Ms. Rodriguez, walked in and class began. But Lily's words stayed with me throughout the morning. Lunch was an exercise in social navigation. I walked into the cafeteria with Betty and Carmen and immediately felt the weight of dozens of eyes tracking my movement. The usual chatter had dimmed, everyone clearly waiting to see what would happen. Natasha sat at her usual table with Madison and Becca, but there was an empty seat next to her. She caught my eye and nodded toward it, a clear invitation. Go, Betty whispered. We'll be fine, but text me updates. My heart pounding, I walked across the cafeteria. The distance felt enormous, every step scrutinized. When I reached Natasha's table, Madison and Becca were watching me with expressions I couldn't quite read. Hey, Natasha said, her voice carefully casual.
Sit.
I sat, very aware that I'd just publicly aligned myself with the most polarizing person at Riverside. So, Madison said, leaning forward with a smirk. You're the reason Natasha's been completely useless all weekend. Couldn't stop texting, smiling at her phone like a complete sap. Madison, Natasha warned.
What?
It's cute. Terrifying, but cute. Madison turned her sharp gaze to me. Fair warning, Rosa. Natasha's never done the whole relationship thing before. She's going to be weird about it. I'm not weird, Natasha protested. You're definitely weird, Becca chimed in, but in a somewhat endearing way. Usually. I couldn't help but smile. There was something oddly reassuring about the teasing. It made Natasha seem more human, less like the untouchable figure I'd built up in my head. I can handle weird, I said. Good, because, oh shit. Madison's expression changed, her eyes fixed on something behind me. Incoming. I turned to see Purple approaching our table, her expression thunderous. Rosa, she said, ignoring everyone else. Can we talk? Privately? Natasha's posture had gone rigid, but before she could say anything, I stood up. Sure, I said. I looked at Natasha. I'll be right back. Purple led me out into the hallway, and the moment we were alone, she turned on me. Really?
Natasha?
You disappeared from the party with her, and now you're sitting at her table like you're best friends. Purple, I'm sorry. I should have texted you. Yeah, you should have. Purple's amber eyes flashed. I thought we had something, Rosa. I was actually interested in you, not just as another conquest. But I guess Natasha's whole intimidating thing is more appealing than someone who'd actually treat you well. That's not fair. Isn't it? Purple stepped closer. Natasha Wilson doesn't do relationships. She doesn't do vulnerability or emotions or any of that. She's going to hurt you, Rosa. And when she does, don't come crying to me. I appreciate your concern, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. But this is my choice to make. And Natasha, she's different than everyone thinks. Is she? Or are you just seeing what you want to see because you're a romantic who falls in love with potential instead of reality? Purple shook her head. You know what?
Fine.
Go ahead. But when this blows up in your face, and it will, remember that I warned you. She walked away, and I stood in the empty hallway, my hands shaking slightly. Part of me wondered if Purple was right. If I was being naive, projecting depth onto someone who was just good at temporary honesty. But then I remembered the vulnerability in Natasha's eyes, the way her voice had cracked when she'd admitted she couldn't stop thinking about me. That hadn't been fake. I was sure of it. I took a deep breath and walked back into the cafeteria. Natasha looked up immediately, her expression tense. Everything okay? She asked as I sat down.
Yeah.
Purple's just upset. Which is fair, I guess. She'll get over it, Madison said dismissively. Purple always does. That's not the point, I said quietly. I hurt her feelings. That matters. Natasha's hand found mine under the table, her fingers intertwining with mine. You're too good, you know that? I'm not. You are. Her thumb traced circles on my palm. Most people wouldn't care about Purple's feelings. They'd just be glad to have an out. Well, I'm not most people. No, Natasha said softly, her blue eyes holding mine. You're really not. The rest of lunch passed in a strange, new normal. Madison and Becca told stories about Natasha that made her groan and me laugh. Apparently she was terrible at mini-golf and once accidentally set her chemistry project on fire. It was humanizing, watching her interact with friends who clearly cared about her. But I was also aware of the stares, the whispers. Of Betty shooting me worried looks from across the cafeteria. Of Purple leaving early, her shoulders tight with anger. This wasn't going to be simple. I'd known that theoretically, but experiencing it was different. The rest of the week brought new challenges. In AP Chemistry, someone accidentally knocked my bag off the desk, spilling my books everywhere. In the hallway, girls I didn't know would bump into me, muttering slut or attention whore, just loud enough for me to hear. It wasn't Natasha's crew doing it. If anything, Madison had started playing unofficial bodyguard, appearing whenever someone got too aggressive. But there were plenty of other people at Riverside who didn't appreciate the social order being disrupted. Just ignore them, Natasha said on Thursday when she found me cleaning up my locker after someone had filled it with crumpled papers. They're jealous. Of what? The privilege of being harassed. Of the fact that I chose you. Natasha started helping me clean up, her movements angry. God, I want to break someone's face right now. That's not helpful. It would make me feel better. Natasha. I caught her hand. Violence isn't the answer. It's been my answer for a long time. But she stopped, took a breath. I'm trying to be better. For you. But seeing people treat you like this because of me, It makes me want to burn the whole school down. There was something almost sweet about her protective fury, even if it was completely impractical. I can handle it, I said. I'm tougher than I look. I know you are. Natasha touched my face gently, her thumb brushing my cheekbone. But you shouldn't have to be. Not because of me. Hey, lovebirds. We both turned to find Sabrina, a girl I recognized from my calculus class, leaning against the wall nearby. She was beautiful in an understated way, shoulder-length black hair, dark eyes, a knowing smile. Sabrina, Natasha said warily. What do you want? Just wanted to introduce myself properly to Rosa. Sabrina pushed off the wall, approaching us with easy confidence. We haven't really talked, but I've been watching you in calc. You're smart. Like, really smart. Thanks. I wasn't sure where this was going. I appreciate intelligence. It's rare around here. Sabrina's smile widened. If you ever need help with anything, homework, navigating the social minefield, escaping from overprotective girlfriends, let me know. She's fine, Natasha said tightly. I'm sure she is. But everyone needs friends, right, Rosa? Sabrina's gaze was warm, interested. Especially when they're dating someone with as many enemies as Natasha has. Are you threatening her? Natasha stepped forward, putting herself partially between us. Not at all. I'm offering friendship. Sabrina looked at me, ignoring Natasha. Think about it, Rosa. My offer stands. She walked away, leaving tension in her wake. What was that about? I asked.